Hey guys, how are you doing today? I have 3 plants here that I need to take care of today. 3 spider plants and 1 Scindaptus pictus that I took some cuttings off of. 2 of the spider plants I'm going to be joining together, and then the other one is my curly Sue, and I kind of made a boo-boo. I kind of made a boo-boo with her, and she looks sort of rough. We're going to be working on her today. I'm going to unpot her and probably take the whole thing apart and re-put her back together. Maybe do a root prune. I'm not sure yet. But these 2 spider plants that I have, I've got this one that's been sitting up on a shelf out in my living room, and then this little one. They're both babies from my big spider plant. I want to combine these 2 together today and get them in one pot. I want to put these in my bathroom. I just recently finally got done remodeling my bathroom, so I definitely want these 2 to go in here. But I think what I'm going to do first is I want to take care of those Scindaptus. I'm just going to move these guys out of the way. All I'm going to be doing is, these were cuttings that I took a couple days ago. They've been in water. They're nice long cuttings. That's how I do my Scindaptus. I make pretty long cuttings. I don't know, maybe about a foot. And then I soak them in water for a little while, and then I put them over into spag moss and let them root out. So let's take care of this one first, and then we can get it out of the way. And I'm going to move this stuff because my spider plants dripped all over them. So what I want to do is I'm going to be putting her into this pot. I'm going to fill it with spag, which I already have ready. Oh, I just got way too much stuff on this table, and not enough room. And this table isn't big, but it's a pretty nice size. Alright, I got my spag. Now I'll show you the cuttings here when I get them out. Now I just put this in real light. Oh, and I do have sand in the bottom of this, and then some small stones, just for like a little water reservoir, because this pot does not have holes in it. It's just a solid pot. So that's how I do my solid pots. I either use whatever I have, lava rock, sand, with some small pebbles. It's leftover stuff from my fish tanks. And perlite, whatever I got laying around. I've been trying to use up my sand and my stone. That's what I'm also going to be using in my spider plant, because it's also going into, it's a hanging wall. It's a pot that you hang on. Oh man, did I just get spag moss in my coffee? No, I don't think so. I hope not. If I did, it sunk to the bottom. But my moss is all damp. And then I'll be giving her a drink with my Super Thrive Foliage Pro, and I'm also going to be putting in some mycorrhizae. But I think I got three or four cuttings. They're so pretty. I love this plant, but I want to put this plant, a piece of it, in my bathroom. So I need to put my glasses on. I'll just take these out of the water. The water also has Super Thrive in it, the Foliage Pro. And like I said, I think these have been sitting for a couple days in water. You can see how long, this is how long of a cutting I take. I might have to back my camera up a little bit. Hold on. There, I think that's better. But you can see how long my cuttings are. And I took, this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, it's got 4 nodes on the end of it. And then all I'm going to do, I don't know why I put so much spag moss in there. I'm going to bury these cuttings down into my spag. And then here's my other cutting. Beautiful. God, I love this plant. I swear this is one of my favorite plants. It is just gorgeous. Look at the leaves on that. I got my mother plant is hanging in my living room. But this one's also got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 4 nodes on it. And I'm just going to stick her right in here. And I'm just putting them down as far as I can get them down in the pot. I really don't want to cut off any more leaves, but I might if I have to. Push them down in there. And then this is my third and last cutting. It's also got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also got 4 nodes on it. This plant is just so pretty. I'm going to stick her right in there. And then I am going to stay down there, girl. Get my mycorrhizae. This is what I use. I got it off Amazon. And I think it works really good. I'm just going to take a little bit and sprinkle it in here. Or if you got root hormone, you can use root hormone. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot. This stuff goes a very, very long way. And I'm going to seal this back up. Do it now so I don't forget. And then you can see I just got a little bit in there, not a whole bunch. And then I'm just going to pack this down with my spag. I mean, not pack it. Get it over in the front a little bit. And then if I have to, if my cuttings don't stay put, I can put a rock on top of it or something to hold it. But usually once you water it, it's usually pretty good. And you can use perlite too. A lot of times I put perlite in. There. Now I can get rid of this bucket off my table. I'm not going to be using spag anymore. And then I will just, this says Super Thrive on it. This is what I was soaking it in. There. Now she is all ready to go. So pretty. I could even do some more cuttings. Look at the aerial roots on those. I could even take another cutting and sit it down, and I might just do that once I put it in my bathroom, see where I want to put it. And all that leaf got ripped. And I might take, if it's hanging down too low, I might just do that. But for now, she's good. Alright, I'm going to put her over here on my table. Wipe my pot off. I got dirt all over it again. I just washed this pot. I always manage to get everything I do on a dirty little piggy. Okay, set her off out of the way. She's so pretty. God, I love that plant. It is just so gorgeous. Okay, now we'll take care of unpotting these two spider plants. And then this is the pot that I want to put them in. This is supposed to have, oh, I don't know why I did that. This is supposed to have, see it's a nice big pot. I think it's a 6-inch pot. Yeah. But it's supposed to have a net pot and a wick that goes down in it and it sits. But I don't really like using them because the net pots are so much smaller than the actual pot. And I've just been, I mean, I've got a couple of my plants in it the correct way. But I have also been doing it this way. I've got sand in the bottom, like maybe an inch. Oh yeah, you can see right through it. So there's like maybe an inch of sand and some little stones. They're, like I said, it was leftover stuff from my aquarium. And I do this, and then I just put my soil, my plant all in this, hang it up on the wall. I love these. The back of them are flat, and they sit right up against the wall nicely. I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 2 Hoyas in. No, I've got more because I've got some out in my kitchen too that I have these, they're smaller. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4 out in my kitchen hanging on the wall, but over my sink. Then I've got 2 Hoyas in here and these big 6-inch containers, I think they are, I'm not sure. And then I've got my silver dollar vine in a pot like this too, and with the sand on the bottom. It works great. It just gives you so much more pot space. So I'm just gonna, I've got my normal soil mixture that is so dry. I'm just gonna put some soil in my pot, and I'm probably gonna use some of the soil that is already in, because these spider plants haven't been in these pots that long, so, oh God, it's so dry. Jesus. I'm not going to go crazy filling this up until I unpot these. I'm just going to do a little bit of cleanup here, get some of the dead leaves off, which, like, you have some tips. I just snap them off at the tip. If I don't want to look at them, I try to keep them cleaned up pretty good. Spider plants just do it. I hear everybody complain about it, but I don't know. They just, at least all the ones I have ever had, they just get brown tips. I don't know. I don't know if it's a humidity thing. I don't know if it's just lighting. Whatever. I don't know. Get rid of some more dead. So you can see, I mean, oh, there, I ripped the, oh, no, I didn't. I thought I ripped the leaf. These were just babies from my mama that I propagated in the water a while back. I don't know when it was, but it's got a good root system. You can see that was about the size of pot I had her in. I'm going to lay her off right here. Then I've got, yeah, I'm just going to reuse this soil because there's nothing wrong with it. Oops. I'm just going to dump some in this pot. And then get rid of this pot. And then let's get this one. Now this one has been not in very highlight like they should be, but she's not doing too bad. So the roots on her are really good. I'm not tearing the roots apart. I don't like doing that unless there's something terribly wrong, like you have bugs or something like that going on. I just don't like to do it to my plants. It puts a lot more stress on them than what it needs to be. There's no reason to rip up the root system and take everything off, in my opinion. This is how I've done it for years and years. I'm going to have this plant all dirty again. Oh, they just all got watered and rinsed off a couple days ago, but here we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do, let's get rid of this pot. I just know I'm going to get this pot all dirty too. I want to lay these in here. Like this. Just getting rid of those dried up tips. Yeah, I think like that. I'm going to put some soil in the front here. And this is a nice well-drained soil. It's got a lot of perlite in it. And I'm just going to push them up here. Fill up my back. This is going to be so pretty on my wall in my bathroom. I did have, let's see, what did I have in there? I had an epiprenum. I hate saying that name. I had an epiprenum. Ugh, whatever. That my friend Chris gave me in there for, oh man, I had that thing growing in there for like 2 years. Just, it was hanging down. I didn't have it up on a pole or anything. Oh, that was so pretty in there. But when I took everything out of my bathroom to remodel it, been done with it for, I don't know, a couple days now, but I'm trying to decide what plants I wanted to put in there. My bathroom is very, very small, so I can't put, like, you know, a whole lot in there. And I only have one window. Granted, it is a south window. But like I said, it's a very, very small downstairs bathroom. It's got the sink and the commode and a big shower in it, so it takes up a lot of room. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. She will fluff back out. And I will water her in again, since I have her in all this new substrate, and I'll spray her down again because I'm sure I got her. Oh, I have a little bit of water left in my Super Thrive. I'll use that for now. Get her going. But that will be really pretty hanging up, and she'll poof up. Spider plants, usually when you repot them, they will have a little bit of a fit. Try not to mess too much around with the root ball. Don't destroy it. And another great hint with spider plants, if you're planning on taking it apart and repotting it, water it really, really good. Soak it a couple, 2 or 3 days before you're getting ready to repot. And I'm going to add a little more soil on the back, in the back here. But water it down really, really good a couple days or so before you're getting ready to repot. Or even if you're doing a root prune. If you're going to root prune it, to put it back in the same pot. Because like mine's already in a huge pot. I think it's in like a 12 or a 14-inch hanging pot. And I'm not going any bigger. I can't. I don't have enough room. I have so many plants. But yeah, if you just water it really good, give it some food, whatever you normally feed your spider plant. She will look goofy for a couple of days because no matter what you do, you piss them off. They don't like to be messed with, but usually when they're little, they do bounce back a lot quicker. Anyhow, but like my big one, oh, she will throw a hissy fit. But not as bad when you water her really, really, really good. Let that water just run through. Alright, let's get her out of the way, and then I will show you my other spider plant that, oh, she needs a lot of help, as you can see. At the end, I will show you where I put her in my bathroom. I think she will be super pretty in there. Especially once she wakes up a little bit and gets out of her sulking period. I have a smaller, or a small kind of like that one, spider plant that I just repotted. And I can't, where did I have that spider plant sitting? I can't really remember where I had her sitting. Oh, I think it was out, yeah, it was out on my back porch. And she was getting okay light, but not terrific, because I had her back on a table. And she did pretty good, but I repotted her, and I watered her down really good. A couple days later, I repotted her, and she bounced back. Man, she looks really good right now. I put her on in a west window, and she looks fantastic. Alright, let me grab this one. I'm ashamed to show it to you guys, what I have done to this one. Oh. This is my Curly Sue. I think that's what she's called. But I had her hanging up in my stairway, going upstairs in a north window, which she loves. She normally does really good there. It seems like no matter what plant I put there, it does good. I've had my mycones there. I've had spider plants there. I've had Hoyas there, hanging in that window, and they've all done really good. Well, I forgot to water her out like way over watering time. And look, I lost a lot of this plant. The front don't look too bad, but the back looks horrible. So I brought her downstairs a few days ago, and I watered her. I put her in the bathtub, and I give her a nice shower, and got her soaked in really good. Let the water just kept pouring out of her. And now, however many days it's been later, I'm going to take her apart and repot her. But the cool thing about this plant is, I'll show you here in a minute when I start. I'm going to dump her out and see what kind of a root system she's got. I may or may not root prune her. I think I'm going to put her back in the same exact pot. But look at this. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but look at this long runner that she's got going on here. Look at that. See that? It's all a big long runner, and it's got roots all over it. When I unpot her, you'll be able to see it better. Well, for some reason, my camera shut off. But anyhow, let's get to it. I don't know where I was, and I'm not even going to bother looking, because I was probably just ranting. I was ranting about spider mites, alocasias, and my philodendron, Mamie. Okay. Put her in. I'm going to get her dirty no matter what, but I want to try to not break a bunch of her leaves. Come on, slide out of there. Well, yeah, her roots are, the soil is really wet, but she's not super root bound. I've seen a lot worse when it comes to spider plants, because wow, they can outgrow a pot in a couple of years and just be massive. Which, I don't know. I'm not sure what to do with her. I don't know if I was thinking about, I didn't think her root system was going to be that intense. I'm not sure if I want to rip this plant all apart, or just maybe give her a root prune, clean up all these dead leaves, and put her back in the pot. I was thinking, but she was going to be in a lot worse condition than what she's actually in. It's just mostly like the top was super bad. Can't believe that I have been so busy with painting and everything in my bathroom and my mudroom and trying to take care of my outside plants, getting them all brought in. My husband come down one day, it was on a weekend, and he said, "Oh, I think you might want to go up and check the plant you've got hanging in the stairway. It doesn't look right." I just started laughing. I was like, "Oh, it don't look right, huh?" I wonder why my chair felt so weird. I was sitting in a cockeyed. I said, "Oh, it don't look so good, huh?" And he goes, "No, it looks like it's dying." And I was like, "Oh, no." So, of course, that's first thing in the morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm having coffee. And didn't think too much more about it until a couple cups of coffee later, you know. And I went up and peeked around the corner. I was like, "Oh, man, she needs watered bad." So I went up and got her. Threw her in the good old bathtub. Yeah, her roots are in, can you guys see this weird tuberous, like, how she's growing? It's like she grew out one part and then took off. And you could actually, you know, if you wanted to, you could cut that off and, let me see this closer. See how she's doing that? I mean, you could actually cut these off, and I mean, in all actuality, I could cut this whole plant up and just like put it in water and restart it. That would be an option too. Or I could put it in spag. I'm thinking while I'm cleaning up, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Like I said, I've had this plant for so many years, it probably would be a better idea to just make some cuts, start this whole plant over, because the way it looks, I mean, I think that's what I'm going to do. Get like a 4-inch pot. I'll see after I get all the cuttings taken off. Cut all this off. Put it in this bag. Throw this whole root ball away. I think that's what I'm going to do. Make my cuts. Cut this all up. Look at that root. I mean, it will start back beautifully. Because it is just such a mess right now, and it's growing so wonky. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start cutting it, and then put it in this bag. I think that's going to be my best bet, because this is an old plant, and it's growing really weirdly. And the root ball, I mean, it's probably been in that pot for probably a couple of years. I over-potted it because spider plants just grow so fast. Okay, let's do this. I've made my decision. I'm gonna start taking cuttings and I'm gonna lay them. Let's get rid of this pot. Get her out of the way. I've got a clean container. I'm just gonna cut them. Put the cuttings over here for now. She's been watered really good, so there shouldn't be an issue. And whatever nice roots that I get, let me scoot her closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. Like this piece. This piece, look how it's growing off of this tuber. Okay, let's give her a cut right here for now. Clean all this dried crap off. And look at all of these beautiful roots. Look at those. Look at those roots. Can you guys see? She will take off great in this bag. I've got plenty of spags, so I'm not worried about that. And then this piece, she's got beautiful roots on her. Get as much of the soil off as I can. Sorry guys, I'm trying to let you guys see what I'm doing, but it's so hard. My hands are going to get in the way eventually. There's just not a lot I can do about it. Look at those beautiful... These are actually little water reservoirs that store water in the spider plant, so you don't want to take those off. You want to leave those intact. I'm going to make, well, first I'm going to cut this little baby off, and then I'm going to cut down here. Just pulling off dead leaves and sheathing, and I actually see a couple of dead roots. Look at that. That's crazy. I think I'm going to cut this piece off. I don't need that. And then we'll set her over here. I'll go shower all these off and then clean up my mat. Whoops, I just broke another leaf. Okay, let's pull this baby out. Get off some of these dead tips here. I'll cut the plant all up. This is the other baby that I cut off. And then we'll clean up, and then I can throw this away. Let's see. Okay, let's cut this piece off. But see how it's growing out? Kind of like a philodendron or something. How it tubes out. Crazy. It's insane. Get as much dirt off here as I can, and I can just throw this whole thing away. I think this was the best bet for this plant. Just getting rid, chopping this up, and now this is useless. You can see the tuber really good right here, how it's growing across. I don't know if that's really what you call it, but that's what it looks like to me, and that's what I'm going to call it. And this piece right here, useless. I'm going to cut it off, throw it away. I don't want to deal with it. Don't be afraid to throw pieces of plants away, or even whole plants away. No shame. And then look at how this is growing. I'm just going to snap it apart. Because this has got a lot of those. This one's rotten. It's real squishy. So I'm just going to tear it off. And then I'm not going to keep, I'm not going to keep that piece. I know some of you might be going, oh my God. Well, you just can't keep everything. I've got enough of the plant here. Let me get rid of this. I got my trash can right here. Just throw it in there. I'm not going to haul it through the house and get dirt everywhere. Sometimes you just have to pick and choose. Especially when you have a lot of plants. I mean, you can't save every little morsel of every single plant. It's kind of ridiculous for me to do that. Got a couple more rotten roots here. There we go. And we'll keep all that piece. Got a nice little pile. Okay, I think last one. A lot of dead roots and oh, I just broke some of the aerial roots. I felt them crushing my finger. It's kind of hard to see because it's got so much dirt all over it, but there, that's a nice little piece. Beautiful. Alright, let's check out this piece. Take all the dead crap off. Oh, that's falling apart. That's done. I'm not going to save that piece either. That's just ridiculous. Okay. Put these guys over here for now. Let me clean. Get rid of that mess. And then, alright, so this is what we are working with. That is a nice little pile of spider plants, which is why I didn't keep all of those little pieces that I just don't need them. I don't need them. I don't want them. They weren't nothing. Cutting off, just picking off some of this dead stuff here. That'll make her look a lot better. Oh gosh, I hope this isn't going to be another super long video, but that's why I usually like to do one plant at a time. But maybe if some of you have, I get questions all the time on my spider plant videos, and everybody is always so scared to mess with them because they have thrips, which they do. They definitely do. But like I said, if you just water it before you repot it, it will do a lot better. I'm just shaking some of this dirt off into my trash can I have down here. That one doesn't really have, that one looks pretty good. That one's really little. But yeah, don't be afraid of your spider plant. I mean, yeah, it will still take a little bit of a hit, but put it right back in bright light. Water it again as soon as you get done repotting it. You know, water it again even though you already watered it. And within a couple, 2-3 weeks time, she will be back to looking really pretty. And they like growing in spag. I mean, eventually I'll take her out of spag. I just want the roots to get a little more established. And then eventually I'll take her out of her spag. I can do an update video. I'm just shaking off some more dirt here off camera, off these roots. But yeah, she will bounce back in no time. You might lose a few leaves, but that one was completely broken. That one looked, oh, there's a spot. There's that one. I think we got one more, two more. clean up these leaf tips. And then I'll do an update video on this in like, I don't know, a month or so. And show you guys that, you know, she will be fine. Or not. I don't know. But I think she'll be fine. I love spider plants. They're such a classic. And I will also be feeding her with, when I water her in again after I get her in this bag, I will be feeding her with, oh my god, it just, the name of my fertilizer that I use totally went on my head. Super Thrive Foliage Pro. There. Alright, let me grab a pot. I think I know exactly the pot I'm going to put her in. And then we can get busy doing that. Okay guys, I picked this pot. I think she'll fit in this. I think this is a 5-inch pot and it's really wide. I like it and it's kind of stubby. So I want my mycorrhizae. I need one of these screens. Oh, this is my last screen. Nope, I got one more. Coffee filters work good too. I got these screens. I bought something and they gave me like a 10-pack or something of them. I really like them. But coffee filters work good too. So what I'm going to do is, whoops, I want get my moss down in here. And then I'm going to mix a little bit of perlite. Which is why I wanted the screen. Because this perlite will fall out of every hole. Just kind of mix that up a little bit. Alright. Or you could even put all those cuttings in water if you wanted to do that, and then pot her up like right into soil. You know, that's up to you, but however you want to do it. I just prefer to do it this way for now. Then I can put her right back where, well, I'll probably keep her down here for now instead of putting her up and back up in that window. That way I can just keep an eye on her, and then once she gets some good roots going and I get her repotted back into soil, I'll put her back up in my windowsill. I think I have a spot down here where I know right where I can put her. Alright, now, let's see here. Let's start putting her in here. I'm just going to try to put, the roots are all kind of laying one way. So I'm just going to start going, doing it that way. I can't, I'm trying to let you guys see and I can't see where my plants are. Start laying them out. I'm trying to pick the big ones first. Putting them around the edges. And then I can lay the little ones in. Some more broken leaves. I can lay the little ones in the middle. Or where have you. Is that it? Nope. Whoops, now I lost my, there's one more right here. I'm going to put that down in there. There, I just crushed my leaves because I lifted it up. Ugh. Alright, that looks pretty good. You can see how I kind of got her laid around in here. Now I'm going to take my mycorrhizae and I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it. Not a lot, you don't need a whole lot. And this has already got roots on it. Plus it's got the water sacks. I don't know what you call them. Alright, now I'm going to put my start putting my spag moss on top of the roots here. I might have to put a rock on here. Oops, I just heard a crack. I cracked something. So if one of them dies, I guess I know which one that I cracked. So I'm just laying the spag over top. Some of this is still in a... I buy my spag in bricks like this. Well, it's long. It's a bigger brick. I just cut it in half. But these are really cool, and then you pour water over them and they expand. I got them on Amazon. I think you get like 4 or 5 bricks in a bunch, was how I bought them. Okay, now I'm going to put some around the side here. But yeah, these propagate really, really good in water too, but I figured with my situation, you know, since I already had a bunch of aerial roots and stuff, I would just put them in spag. But, you know, you can do it however you want. They propagate really good either way. I just didn't want another water propagation sitting around. My plant room is so packed, full of plants, and I've got a few props. Well, I'm not going to lie, I've got a lot of propagations sitting around. And what I think I might do is we'll see how this does, because I'm going to water it, but we'll see how it does sitting up. And then since mine have roots, I'm going to also put some Osmocote. This is what I use. It's no big deal. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of Osmocote so those roots already get some nutrient, and then the mycorrhizae will help also. Actually, I don't think I'm going to have to water this again. Not today, anyhow. But if you do something like this and it gets wants to fall out or something, you can put like a rock over top. But that's what she looks like. That's how I done it. And it will all start lifting up after she gets done having her so-called hissy fit. But she shouldn't hissy too much. And if she does, then I'll just have to deal with it, but putting some more moss there over here around the front. Kind of help hold her up a little bit. And this Curly Sue is really a pretty little spider plant. But the trick to getting the Curly Sue to be really curly is letting her dry out a little bit longer. Not as long as I did, where she looked so raunchy. But let her dry out just a little bit longer, and she'll stay curly. And then when you water her, don't give her a whole bunch of water at one time. Just give her like trickles. I learned that trick from another YouTuber not long after I got my curly. And oh my gosh, God, I can't remember that YouTuber's name. She was a lady that lived in California. But she had one of these, and it was so gorgeous. And she told everybody on her video, you know, the trick was not overwater it, only give it a little bit of water at a time. And let it dry down all the way, wait a couple days, and then just trickle it with water. And it did work. She stayed curly, but alright guys, this is a super long video. I'm going to get off here. I need to go probably start dinner at this point. And I'll let you go, and I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye. Peace.